Itumeleng, hi guys, this is your boy Tebogo Ray from the Switch 101. I hope you guys can see we have an interesting guest with us today. And as always, please guys, if there's anything today that we will not cover in our 15-minute slot, just leave comments as to what else that we can cover. Hopefully, when he has time, if he comes back for a second session, right? How are you? How are you, my brother?
Good day, Debo. Right?
Yes.
I'm very well, thanks. How are you doing?
No, I'm well. I'm excited, and I'm glad to be getting to actually know what what Enactus is.
Mm-hmm.
But before we delve into that content, just give us an introduction of who you are and what you do on campus.
Okay. My name is Itumeleng Phoka. I'm a third-year public management student. Besides my academics, I'm also an SI leader for public service delivery, and I'm also a peer advisor for public management as a whole, and I'm a former Enactus UT president. To name just a few organizations that I've been part of. Well, besides that, I've done numerous things on campus, and I hope we can unpack more of what is it that I have brought to CUT.
Yeah, no, that's quite a mouthful, I mean, it inspires like myself and most of the students at our campus, just knowing that it's not enough just coming into a university and just dealing with academics, because in my mind, I think university is like a small area in which you are able to express who you will be when you are done your academics, right?
Definitely.
So what you do by doing all these different things and challenging yourself as an individual, I think it shows the kind of person that you will be. How faith are here, right?
Definitely.
So which year are you doing this year?
I'm doing third year.
Third year, final year.
Final year.
So are you ready for the industry?
Yes, I am ready for the industry. Because the organizations that I've been part of, they have prepared me into the kind of a person that I am now, and I embody those graduate attributes that CUT wants us to possess when you go, to the industry. But I don't think I want to go to the industry after graduation. I still would like to study further. Yes.
PhD gang.
Well, the PhD will come later, but of course,
eventually you want to do a PhD.
Eventually, I want to do a PhD, but I would also like to work, in a few years, and I will see how possible is it that I obtain, my own qualifications while I'm working.
No, that's good. Just also, let's delve into why we are here in Enactus. What is actually Enactus, and how does one get to join Enactus on campus?
Okay, to break the word Enactus with you. So the first two letters, which is EN, that is entrepreneurship, and then the middle one it stands for action, and then the last two, which is us. So it's an international organization. It's an NPO. It exists in universities or institutions of higher learning. It comes off as a student organization in universities. So students join, they participate to come up with innovative ideas that later lead to projects, and then from projects, then we develop our sustainable enterprises. So basically, each project or every enterprise that we develop or we organize, it has to solve a particular problem or an issue within a community. And what we also strive for is to, like I said, they have to be sustainable. So we strive for sustainable development. So they have adopted the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. For instance, no poverty, no hunger, climate action, life on land, and so forth. So your enterprise or your projects basically have to tackle at least one of those SDGs. Then you can be able to say that your project or your enterprise is sustainable because it is impacting people within the community and it is also solving a problem while generating an income for you. So we organize ourselves, we team up, and then we come up with those enterprises. Doesn't end there. Enactus believes that innovation drives growth, And I mean, competition drives innovation and growth. So we compete with our enterprises from a regional level to national and international level.
So regional is like in provinces, like one province or what?
No, actually in South Africa we have about 26 universities.
Yeah.
So they're divided into regions. So
Oh.
within the Free State we
Free
are the
State
central region.
Yes.
So you have UFSB, Enactus UFSB, you have Enactus UFS Kwakwa, you have Salt Lake University, you also have Enactus CUT. So that is the central region. And then when you move further from the central region, you would have your UCT, your Nelson Mandela University, your Stellenbosch, your Rose. And when you move further, you'd have, UJ, Enactus, Enactus University of Limpopo.
Different regions.
Yeah, so we compete regional. We compete region like within the region first.
So the top position in the region becomes national.
We go to the national exposition.
Yeah.
Then from there, either you go, like, you have to go to the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
Like if maybe Enactus UT won within the region,
yeah,
you go to the national exposition. But doesn't only go alone. It will have to also go with other universities, maybe UFSB or UFS, depending on how you went. But this year it has changed. It's no longer competition on a regional level. It was called the regional review. It's the regional review, so it was not competition. The national office basically just wanted to check. They wanted to check how our enterprises are doing against their set criteria or their performance standards. Yeah.
No, that's that's quite an analytical way of looking at it, right? But I'm trying to also make it easier so that the normal student can understand, like, okay, Enactus, as you explained the name, which makes total sense, and then you said it must, like, a project must be sustainable, right?
Yes.
So sustainable, just give us a brief description of what
sustainability.
Yes.
So I usually say in my SI class, I facilitate public service delivery. So what I would give a description of sustainability, I would say the population is growing, right? Population is growing from numbers to numbers, while we have such resources. So we have limited resources while the population is big. So us as the current generation, we have to ensure that we utilize these resources that we have, not forgetting that there are incoming generations. There are people who would come after. So the benefits that we're deriving from these resources, they must also be able to derive value from them. So that is sustainability. Using something, but also bearing in mind that you have to take care of it, because there is someone else who is going to benefit from that.
No, that's quite. It makes sense. So I remember there was a time, I don't know if it was we had a wellness week, and then I think I saw you, and then you had a box that has that had living things inside, and I was like, hey, what's going on here? This is Enactus, and you are showing everyone, and just give us a quick breakdown on projects that you guys have done there.
Okay, so that was last year's project. It took the team so many years to build it into what you guys saw yesterday. So a project like it could take literally 3 to 4 years for it to be concrete, because you have to work on it so much. So last year the project is vermiculture, which is the breeding of earthworms to produce organic worm compost.
Vermiculture.
Yes, vermiculture.
Okay.
So it's done by earthworms that are called red wigglers. Okay. So they mate, and then while they mate, you have to provide a suitable environment for them. You have to maintain the temperature, the moisture. You have to provide food for them. There are certain foods that those worms eat, not just anything. So basically they are your babies. You have to take care of them.
So you must love animals. You must be So do you have to tend to them on a daily, or is it an hourly, or is it a weekly thing?
It can be daily. I think depending on the love that you have for it. If you become too obsessed with it, it can become an hourly thing or like a daily thing.
But you must not check too much because you said they must
Yes,
mate. And
they must mate. You must
Yes.
give them space.
Space to do
You know,
that.
also the environment.
Yeah.
It must not be too cold or too hot. It must just be, you know, optimum temperature. So you like you build the that environment with layers.
Okay.
So the end product, like I have said, is the organic worm compost that you're later going to, you know, take it out from the box, and then you would have to, you know, plant with it.
So the compost, is it safe to say that, so those worms create a compost that is like a great environment for plants to grow?
Yes,
Yeah.
the worm, those worms, they secrete a substance. So that substance, when it falls onto the worm bed, it meets with other materials that we put inside it. So then it becomes a whole thing, and it develops. I think within like 2 to 3 months period. Then that's when you know that we have the worm compost that is ready. Yeah, and there are like several methods that we use to identify if it's okay or not. Yeah.
So
that was last year's project.
Last year's project.
Yes.
And then you've been at Enactus for how long?
Since last year.
Since last year.
Yes.
So what were the achievements that you guys had?
Okay. Last year we were privileged enough to win the national exposition in South Africa.
Nice. So is it like you guys went regional, you went that, you went
nationally?
National.
Yes.
Then you went to national.
Yeah, and then we went to internationally. We were at the Enactus World Cup in Netherlands.
World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But how many people was it?
I think we were about 18, if I'm not mistaken, because there was 4 students from this campus and about 12 students from Bloemfontein campus.
So, but the Bloemfontein went to nationals. You guys went as not even Bloemfontein, CUT. You guys went as CUT.
Yes, let me explain it this way. So, Enactus CUT, it's central. It comprises 2 campuses.
Yeah.
It's not operating like any other structures.
Okay.
Where you have cricket here, it's independent. Cricket there,
it makes sense. Yeah.
We are one thing. So if anything happens, we move together.
Go together.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys went to where specifically?
Utrecht.
Utrecht.
Yeah.
Utrecht. What is that? First time, I don't know what Utrecht is.
Yeah, it's in the Dutch land. Utrecht. Oh. It's a city. I think the 3rd largest city in the Netherlands after Amsterdam and what is it? Rotterdam. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How long was the trip? How long were you guys there?
We left on the 15th of October, and then I think we got there around the 16th, 17th. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And then I think we took about 5 to 6 days for us to come back to South Africa. Okay. After, like, we took 5 to 6 days there,
yeah.
And then we came back.
And then did you guys catch a taxi to go there or a boat? I don't know.
No, we had 3 flights.
3?
Yes.
Okay.
We had a flight from Brandfisher in Bloem to Joburg. I think it was 1 hour. Mm-hmm. And then we had another flight from our Tambo to Dubai. I think it was 8 hours. Yes. And then another flight from Dubai to Schiphol International in Amsterdam. It was about 6 to 7 hours.
Mm. Yes. So I'm sure your passport has stamps like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
And how was the experience there in the Netherlands? How did the people receive you guys as South Africans?
I like for me, I was just overwhelmed in a good way to have such a treatment. Like the people there, they are so kind to an extent that you think they have been programmed to be over welcoming of strangers. Like I remember I went to a shopping center, like a shopping a supermarket to be specific, and the cashier, like he was really really kind. It's not what I have experienced or encountered here in South Africa.
Did the person know that you are not from Netherlands?
No, he didn't even ask. And another thing, there are not a lot of black people in
Okay.
in the Netherlands,
Yeah,
and their population I think is around 17 million. So they're not really that much,
Yeah.
you know. But they are so good. They're so kind. Um, we never encountered racism or like negative things. Like everybody there is just doing life. They're minding their own business. Trying to do good by themselves. Yeah.
No, that's great. That's wonderful. And you spent a week there, and then you came back again. 3 flights back.
Yes.
Okay. So, what would you say like to students that would like to join? How do they apply for Enactus?
Okay, so basically we do like 2 recruitments or 2 separate recruitments in a year. We do the first recruitment just after we come back for the like academic year, the first academic year,
like January.
January during registration period,
Yeah.
during orientation, we'll be there with our stalls, with our gazebo trying to recruit. So and basically that would be like for 3 days.
Okay.
Would be there like for 3 days. Yeah? And then the second recruitment we do it after like in the middle of the second semester or when the second semester is about to end. For instance, there was a recruitment done in Bloem last week. So the recruitment for Welcome Campus, I think it's scheduled for this week. So everything that we do here, it's also done in Bloem or vice versa.
Yeah.
So you would see a stall there. Enactus, the gazebo Enactus. We have our register. You come and then we give you more info about what Enactus is and what is it that we do. And if you're interested, everyone is more welcome to join Enactus.
So there are no like requirements as a student. Are you supposed to be an A+ learner or what?
Not really.
Okay. Like yourself. Okay.
Not really.
Yeah.
But in some universities, they do have a recruitment. And in my term, while I was president, we wanted to put that in place because we wanted to recruit like the right people who have interest in becoming global citizens or, and not just everybody, because along the way you would recruit 40 or 20 people and then they would drop out due to various reasons. So we just wanted to ensure that our recruitment strategy, from it we get the right and capable people. Yeah.
So when you are president, were you a president or you are president of CUT Enactus?
Yes. Okay. For both campuses. Yeah, because it's central. Yes.
Okay. Now that's quite dope. Unfortunately, we've gone beyond our 15 minutes, so we have to conclude. But I'm actually enjoying understanding what Enactus is, and to me, it sounds like a great,
it's amazing.
Structure, right?
Yes, organization.
Yeah. It feels like it's something that allows students, to once in a while go away from their books and focus on something that's bigger than themselves.
Yeah, it's really big.
Yeah, to change people's lives.
Yeah.
So my final question, because now time is not on our side, right? What would you say, having been the president of Enactus, and what would you say that was an experience for you that I will not pose the question on Velcom, but CUT as a whole, right? An experience that you feel that it made you proud of being a CUT student.
Yeah. Wow, the experience has been amazing. First of all, the organization is not. It's not a walk in the park. What do they say? It's not like your easy way out. You work so much. You work extremely hard. You make a lot of sacrifices. You cry a lot. You sing a lot. You meet people who challenge you intellectually. Like people would make you even question your leadership skills or leadership capabilities. Okay. And during the course of your period, or during the course of my period as Enactus UT president, I have learned a lot. I have, it stretched me. It stretched me to the core. When my term ended, I was like, how did I do that?
And you did it.
And you know what? I'm so proud of myself that the universe granted me such an opportunity to work on myself, not only on a professional level, but to also reflect to me as a person and say, okay, I need to fix 1, 2, 3, and 4 about myself. Yeah. So the experience was amazing. I learned a lot. It's a life-changing organization. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you left something for students to at least ponder on, because sometimes you don't understand that being at like a university environment it's a privilege.
It is.
And people must just take the opportunity to use the time that they have, and to exhaust all the options and all the resources that they've been given. So, but thank you so much for coming to just give us a few on what Enactus is. And I think as students have heard right now that it's something that allows a person to become bigger than themselves. And hopefully we will get a time to come back. When you come back, it's not 15 minutes. You will hear what the comments say. Please leave your comments there, guys. And it will probably be double the time, maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. So no, Kaleboha, thank you so much, man.
No, thanks.
Sure.
The Switch on Home World.